Ages is the number one culprit that causes premature aging, which you can see visually on your skin. If you see excessive wrinkles on your skin, imagine what your tissues look like on the inside. Don't think that if you have excessive wrinkling on your skin, that you're going to have a perfect liver or a perfect kidney. It is the phenotype of what's inside you as well. Phenotype meaning the outside. So you've got to understand this. So collagen loss, elasticity loss. This is particularly important not only for skin, but your blood vessels. If your blood vessels are supposed to dilate, contract with each heartbeat, they lose elasticity, they can't do that. You're going to get hypertension? Of course you're going to get hypertension. And the diastolic pressure will go lower, systolic blood pressure will be higher. Earliest sign of atherosclerosis is loss of elasticity. And this is happening, by the way, in all our young kids. Because when I show you more slides, you're going to be horrified. I'm not making your day today. Because when you go home today, you're going to realize what a disaster this has been. Not only high sugar, but how we also do it ourselves, to ourselves, without sugar. Watch. 3 reactions. The pathways are sugar with the Maillard reaction, the polyol, which is fructose, lipid peroxidation. Where does the lipid peroxidation come from? Lipids are not supposed to get oxidized. What do I mean by that? Well, you'll know that. You take oil, leave it out for a while, it gets rancid. What is that? When it becomes rancid, it's oxidized. That's peroxidation. It can only do that if it has lots of unsaturated fat in it, which is unsaturated bonds. And which oil has unsaturated bonds? Right? All the PUFAs, right? The polyunsaturated fats, which are safflower oil, sunflower oil, corn oil, soy oil, canola oil, maize, all these vegetable oils. Saturated fats can't oxidize. That is why we're creating this perfect storm. We eat too much omega-6. You do your linolenic acid levels, and they are all over 30, and the government will say that over 40 is abnormal. Well, that's because they raise the rates, because everyone's high in omega-6 now. So they said, let's just make this the normal. No. If it's over 30, you have too much omega-6, too much linoleic acid. And it comes because of processed foods, and we allow everybody to use vegetable oils because they have the stamp of approval. No cholesterol, cholesterol-free, so it's very heart healthy, when it's absolutely not heart healthy. Absolutely not. And the lecture I'm giving next week is actually on oils. So I'm going to go through every oil and show you how these oils are creating lipid peroxidation. Then along comes the sugar or the fructose, and bingo, you're making lots and lots of ages. Do you get it? It's the bad lipids, bad sugars, right? And along comes fructose as well. And now you're making lots and lots of ages. So the Maillard reaction, I already mentioned, is a non-enzymatic reaction between sugar and protein. Sugar can also attach to nucleic acid. What is nucleic acid? It's a protein. So you expect your DNA to work normally? My DNA is not working properly. Well, of course it's not working properly because there's glucose attached to your DNA. Sugar and lipids, they're not supposed to combine, but they do. There you have a problem. So your DNA is bad. It causes improper protein function. Now, how does it do this? It goes to a receptor, which is on every cell in your body, called RAGEs, right? There's receptor to AGEs, and it's present in every cell of the body. So, now, there's this agent here called methylglyoxal. This one's a real bad boy. It drives that Maillard reaction really fast. So it causes that sugar and protein to attach. Now, where does this agent come from? I'm going to tell you where it comes from. It comes from the glycolytic pathway. That means too much glucose. You have a diet that is full of glucose, you're going to be making lots of this bad boy. Fermented foods also have a lot of this because the fermentation process is glycolysis as well. So it does have a lot of that production in it. and it's also derived from glycated proteins that later on break down. So if you have a high hemoglobin A1C, it does damage to you, but when that breaks down, it causes more methyl glyoxal production, which causes even more sugar plus protein interactions. Alcohol produces methyl glyoxal. Alcohol, because you know where alcohol gets converted to aldehyde. And I think I already showed you a slide that aldehydes can cause ages. So ages are caused by alcohol and sugar and fructose. Getting the picture now? So you have a high carb, high sugar diet, and you drink lots and lots of alcohol, and you eat tons and tons of high fructose corn syrup, processed foods, throw in lots of fruit as well, especially off-season fruit, sweetened fruit, especially juices. Fruits may be okay because they have the fiber in it, but juices, throw some juice in there, now you're cooking. You're making nice, high concentration of ages. All right. Now, the endogenous ages are also created when you have liver disease. So let's say you already have liver disease. You age prematurely. Why? Because your liver cannot clear out the ages that are in your food or the ages that you make anyway. That's why alcohol is really bad for you, because it will increase your ages through its own production, but also decreases its clearance through your liver. Cigarettes absolutely cause more ages. They have toxic chemicals, including that methyl glyoxal that's found in smoke. And look at this last one, high omega-6 diet. You see how it all comes together? So we go out and eat lots of omega-6, which is polyunsaturated fats. We drink lots of alcohol, take a few smoke a little bit, destroy our liver, get a nice fatty liver. Why? Because we eat high glycemic index foods, eat frequently, develop insulin resistance. So you may not even be a pre-diabetic. You're cooking, you're making lots of ages. So you want to reduce the amount of ages in your body. The most important thing is keep your sugar level nice and low. That's why I do continuous glucose monitoring to people, because you may eat a donut, your sugar may not go up. You may eat a donut, your sugar will really, really skyrocket. Why? Because everyone reacts differently to the same amount of calories. You need to know, because it may be microbial driven, it may be driven by your individual hormonal status. Who gets a spike? You need to know if you have cardiovascular disease, premature aging, retinal problems, chronic renal insufficiency, fatty liver, high blood pressure, high triglycerides. You need to know what your sugars are doing on a day-to-day basis with every meal. Why do you think I love fasting? Yeah, sugar doesn't go up with fasting. Done. End of story. Not only do you reduce your intake of ages in food, but you also sensitize yourself. You're not taking in sugar as well. That's why fasting is so healing. And we all need to do fasting. We all need to do intermittent fasting. So if you really liked and enjoyed this video, then check out this clip, because I think you'll find it very helpful. And of course, if you want to see the full video, this is where you'd go. Now, also, don't forget to check out my website, because there's lots of educational materials and resources there. You'll also find how to contact me or have a consultation with me. So please do check out my website. Thank you.